Oh, let's get into this story. This is about my story. This is about all those prospect stories. Yes, we are on the eve of the NFL draft, so let's talk about it. Oh, all these youngsters out there trying to make their dreams a reality. And that journey isn't as well documented as it should be. Yes, we have 24/7 coverage of sports, and yes, they are doing a better job than ever because y'all remember like earlier days of the draft where literally there was no ceremony. It was just a bunch of people in a smoke-filled room, looked like they all were on like Barney Miller or something like some show, and they just picked up the phone. Yeah, I want them, a lineman, and they just hang up the phone, smoking drags. That was the draft back then. Kudos to the NFL for making it a spectacle now, making it a scene, making it a ceremony. But to get to that point, oh, there's a grind. And there are a lot of checkpoints that you gotta go through, right? So I love that because one of the Wileyisms is everybody wants to go to the parade, but nobody wants to build the floats. Let's talk about how you gotta build the float when you gotta get drafted. Okay, for me, it started with the Regional Scout Day. So Regional Scout Day is you're at your facilities, you're at your campus, and then some guy's gonna come through with the whistle and the pen and the collared shirt, and it's gonna say some kind of like company or entity, right? It's gonna say something like NESCOR or something. You're like, what's NESCOR? Oh, it's the National Association of Regional Scouts of America looking for prospects to go to the NFL. You're like, all right. And all he's doing is getting your measurables, basically. He wants to know height, weight, speed, etc. The simple stuff. And he'll take anybody on the team that really has pro potential. So coach on your squad is going to line up the guys who have pro potential. And I remember that day because I needed a new pair of shoes. Why? One, for my mental effect. I was like, I don't want to run for the scouts in some old pair of shoes. And then two, for the fact that I was like, woo, I need those grippers, right? I really didn't need a new pair of shoes, but it was just upstairs, so I had to get them. And got those new pair of shoes and ran for the scouts. Now, at this time, I think I was like 245, 250 pounds. And I don't know the time. That was interesting. They didn't tell me my time, but he did tell me you did very well. Now, remember, I had just converted from running back to becoming a defensive end. So I kept my running back speed, which wasn't blazing for a running back, but that is really good speed blazing for a defensive end, correct? So I ran well. And I didn't think anything of it. We have a summer off, go back home, come back for training camp, and before our first regular season game against Harvard, we have a scrimmage against Dartmouth. If you guys been watching the whole show, you know I don't like scrimmages as a coach or a player, but for this, we had the scrimmage. And I went against a first-round prospect by the name of Brian Larson, who went to Dartmouth, and I did well against him. Fast forward, after the game, a scout taps me on the shoulder. First time I ever saw a scout from an actual team. Had his little polo on with the Arizona Cardinals logo there. I was like, wow, that's a scout for real, the Cardinals logo. And his name was Bird. I was like, damn, you really all in, brother. you changed your name to just be the scout. And he was like, yes, Marcellus, I liked what I saw today. And I have a big mouth. I'm going to tell everyone. And from that moment on, I would go to practice and literally see famous faces from the NFL there, right? You named the coach, he was there, right? And it was just crazy to see all of these top level coaches. Now, part of it was I was balling, but part of it was also I was in New York City. And I was like, damn, they just coming through and checking your boy out. You fast forward to the end of that season, I had some great games in there, obviously, to get noticed, but they're still measuring me with a grain of salt because of my level of competition. All right, so then I'm like, season's over, what's going to happen? Started the season, I was an undrafted prospect, which is good. That means you're on the radar. You ain't going to get drafted. You're not even Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, but damn it, they are looking at you somehow, some way. And then by the end of the season, they said I was like a fifth rounder or so. So, hey, my name was up there in the list. I'm going to get drafted, supposedly. From there, I'm like, what's going to happen? Am I going to get invited to the combine? Well, first, I got invited to the East-West Shrine All-Star game, where I went out there, and now, Columbia, oh, your teammates, oh, your competition ain't Harvard, it ain't Yale, it ain't Princeton, it's Notre Dame, right there, Florida State, yeah, all of them, Miami, all of them right there. So went out there, had a great week of practice, balled out in the game, but I messed one of these fingers up. Ah, yes, this finger. Dislocated this finger 16 plays in, but that actually did me good. You know why? Because I already had a sack. I already sacked Jake Plummer in 16 plays, and they were just projected. Oh, if he would have played the whole game, good Lord, he would have had 3-4 sacks. He was killing it. Maybe, maybe not. So from there, did get the invitation to the NFL Combine. Amazing. You go out there to the NFL Combine, it's just like you guys see it. They do a good job of showing you the combine. What they don't show you is the camaraderie, how cool it is to hang with the other guys. What they don't show you is the anxiety of how much you're putting pressure on yourself to just go out there and compete in these drills. And it's not football, it's slices of football, but it's not the whole loaf of football. Some guys are just ballers. Like, they don't want to do all the little T-cone drills. They don't want to vertical jump. They don't want to do a broad jump. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to hit somebody. They just want to run with the rock. They just want to ball. And they light up and activate. So some of those guys, it's interesting to watch them when they don't measure well in the test, but you know damn well that dude's a baller. So you go through all of that, and then you assess. Did I kill it? Did I do good? Did I do great? Whatever it is, now you have your pro day. And most of the times, you're going to do better at your pro day because you're more comfortable in that environment and you just already did a lap of high intensity at the combine of the same drills. A lot of times people don't make mention of that. They just say, oh, you're back in your own comfort zone and back at your own home facilities, you're good. Well, that's a lot of it, but also you just did all this at the highest level with all the eyeballs on you for all the marbles. Here you go again. Just doesn't feel as pressure-filled. So now you're in a situation where you kill your pro day. And did I eat my pro day up? I improved my bench press from 28 to 35 from the combine there. Why? Tense, nervous. I mean, and nervous is weird because you could say, I'm good, I feel fine. But ain't no way I go from 28 to 35 without steroids or marijuana. You hear me over there, girl. Point being, I improved it. Vertical jump went up from 35 to 39 and a half. 40 went from 4.8 to 4.61. Everything improved at the pro day. And then the conversation started to happen. I wasn't a fifth rounder anymore, y'all. Wasn't a fourth rounder. Wasn't a third rounder. Wasn't a second rounder. They start talking about your boy in the first round. High first round, as high as number 15. And then there's a moment of truth. There is a day, the actual draft day. And for that draft day, and for me to tell you those stories, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow because tomorrow is actually draft day. I just wanted to take you on the road to the draft as I did. Full of fun, full of anxiety, full of pressure, but full of excitement for your dreams to become a reality. Tomorrow, I'll tell you how it was on draft day, my draft day party, and how your world immediately changes, especially those around you, as soon as you hear your name called.